state government. How do we get those people? I mean, if you take a look at the rural population in this country, we're all conservative, we're all respectful, whatever, we all want to work hard, help our families out. But you get to these vast populations, cities, type population, and you immediately turn very liberal. How do we get those people to understand that this is about their future also?
Well, we may not get all those things. You know, there's no question that there'll be tough road in Vermont and Massachusetts and Illinois and California and Washington and Oregon. But as things unwind, get worse, you know, it goes back to the first thing I talked. What do you see concentrated in large urban centers? You see concentration of a large number of elites and very wealthy and a large number of dependents. You know, here's a factoid. If you don't want to do anything in America today, and you're not 65, you can get $42,000 a year in government benefit. Well, that's more than the average person makes in Oklahoma. So when you undermine personal responsibility to that degree, you know, and that's what Tocqueville said. That's what Alexander Tyler said. The death of a republic comes when you've changed the modus of personal responsibility to where the elites say, "I'll take care of it." That's the same way communism takes over a country. You have a dictator who comes out and says, "I'll get all these things for you." Look what happened in Venezuela. One of the largest sources of oil in the world, and they're belly up broke because they said they'd do everything for everybody, so they elected them. They became dictators, and what's happened now? So we're not going to get Massachusetts. Now, we may work hard there if we're down to 4 or 5 states. We may work in some of these states that are going to be difficult. We're working in them now. But the whole point is to create the environment where people understand what the real problem is. They all feel it. They all feel it. It doesn't matter what your political philosophy is. But this idea of being personally responsible has one of the reasons we're in trouble. If you look at the Great Society and what happened, the amount of people in poverty today are greater than what we started the Great Society program. Both in terms of absolute numbers, but also in terms of percentage. So what did it do after we've spent $20 trillion? We ran the black fathers out of their families. At one point in time, before the Great Society programs, the percentage of absent fathers in white families was greater than the percentage of absent fathers in black families. So how was our policy working for those kids and those families? So it's not about being mad at anybody or saying, you know, we've taken this way. We did stupid things if we want our Republican freedom to grow, and we also want to elevate them in terms of their personal wealth. Learned dependence is tyranny.
It is.
Learned dependence is tyranny. It takes away your freedom.
And how do you change their opinion on it?
Well, you know, it takes time. And so what we're saying is, this isn't easy. Very high bar, our founder said. But remember, we can't treat symptoms. The real problems are, if the federal government's out of control, we need to take it back.
The other thing I want you to remember, that we only need 34 states. We're, as Senator said, we're not going to get Massachusetts, or Illinois, others. We only need to get to 34. And then the conversation begins. And that's what the convention is all about, is a conversation of how do we solve these problems. And that's really our goal.
How many do we have?